Hi guys, this is another one of those videos where I discuss mods that I'm thinking about adding to my Leonard Let's Play. A few of these mods I plan on adding very soon, and some of them are for a future chapter, and I thought I would discuss it with you guys and let you chime in on it and give me some feedback. The first mod I am considering is Throwing Weapons Light SE. This is a mod that allows me to throw spears and, more specifically for me, daggers. I think that would suit Leonard a lot. I did try the mod out and it works really well, but there was an issue with the first person animation. It was with the way the dagger was held. It looked a little odd. And whilst for a normal playthrough I would have used it without second thought, for a Let's Play I'm always looking at this from the viewer perspective and also from the perspective of someone who tends to incorporate everything he sees into the narrative. So even if I see a glitch or a bug, I don't comment on it as a glitch or a bug. I kind of roll with it and incorporate it into the story. And I really wasn't sure how I would do that when I was holding a dagger in a strange way. However, apparently the mod author heard me say this and has fixed that. So I'm going to check that out, and I hope he wasn't too offended that that was the reason I did not use this mod. As I said, it was purely a decision made because I'm Let's Playing rather than playing. I'm going to check it out, and if the animation is a little more, well, believable is the wrong way to describe it. If it's the sort of animation and knife holding that you just don't notice after 10 seconds, that's great. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something where you don't stare at your hand thinking, why am I holding it that way? If you know what I mean. The next sort of mod I'm considering is something like Keep It Clean, which is a bathing mod. This is similar to iNeed in that over time you will get dirtier and dirtier and you will need to have a bath, otherwise your speech checks start to suffer and you apparently look dirtier as well. I like the idea of this. I am checking to see how compatible it is with various other mods. I've got a bit more research to do. The one thing that I don't see with this mod or with any other mods, to be honest, and that's a shame, is getting dirty with what you're doing. I'd love to see a mod actually like Frostfall that had areas that were dirtier. So in Frostfall you have areas that are colder. In a mod like this, I would love to see areas that were dirtier. So if you were in a dungeon, you got dirtier faster. And I love it if you were fighting if you were fighting and you were getting hit, you would get dirty. And every time you hit someone and there's blood splashing everywhere, you get dirty. And if a spider vomits on you or something or whatever those do, you just become instantaneously grotesque. I mean, realistically, after you've waded through a Draugr-infested dungeon, you should be utterly revolting. You know what I'm saying? You should be really quite horrific and in need of a bath. I don't see that, and I haven't seen any mods that do that, which is a shame, but I am going to keep looking. I mean, it won't really change the way I play too much. Leonard already tries to stay clean, and when he's been somewhere disgusting, generally likes to bathe. In fact, he bathes if he's actually been near someone who was disgustingly dirty. I feel it would be nice if there was some actual in-game recognition that he was dirty. Another mod that I'm considering using is the Crime Overhaul SSE mod. Now, this should be no surprise, seeing as Leonard does occasionally partake in criminal behaviour, and this mod will make it a little tougher. It increases the size of the bounties, and it actually makes it so that things like murder cannot just be swept under the rug. If you get caught murdering someone, you're not going to be able to just give the guard a little money and he pays off your fines for you. I think you're going to have to go to jail. This will of course mean Leonard can use the guild influence to get away with a lot of the sort of crimes a thief would commit, but if he starts murdering people, he's going to be in trouble. He's going to do jail time if he surrenders. Now, this mod does also allow you to surrender and do jail time, which is also good. You could also still escape, but you won't be finding some random guard on the outskirts and paying off your fine if you've just murdered a few people right in front of the guards. You're going to either be avoiding that hold for a long time, or you're going to be doing some jail time. And finally, I am considering some quest mods now, especially things like the Grey Cowl of Nocturnal. This seems very appropriate for Leonard. A lot of people have suggested I try it, and whilst I wanted to get a fair amount of vanilla content under my belt before I did this, I am open to the idea of trying some of these mods as either mini chapters between the major chapters, or even weaving them into a chapter. I don't want to try too many at once, so perhaps the Grey Cowl maybe either somewhere in chapter 3 or maybe between a chapter, between chapter 2 and 3 or 3 and 4, depending on what I do in chapter 3, because I've not totally decided yet. But things like the Forgotten City, Moon and Star, Project AHO, perhaps they will require their own chapters. I'm looking for feedback. You guys that have been watching the Let's Play have probably got a pretty good idea of which of these would A, suit my playstyle and Leonard's character, and B, not restrict me too much from doing other things. I mean, some of these mods might actually make changes that prevent me using other stuff I may want to use down the line, and if you know that, I would appreciate it if you could give me a heads up. But this is the one I'm thinking about, the Grey Cowl of Nocturnal. Reasons for that should be reasonably obvious to any Elder Scrolls fan. And that is basically it. I am still considering changing weather mods to NAT. That is something, I mean, I did like that mod. I'm still trying to get used to the different levels of darkness and using night vision and seeing how viewable it all is. So when I change to a new weather mod, that will of course change nights, and that issue will perhaps need further tweaking. Yeah, I'm unsure completely how hard it will be to see in the dark with NAT. It is a mod that is a little bit darker than the mod I'm currently using, but it seems less foggy as well, so view distance sometimes looks like it might actually be further, be better, even though it's slightly darker. It's hard to explain, but it's still something I am considering. I am, of course, considering a lot of different outfits. There are loads of armor mods that I will probably install one at a time. I can see Leonard trying a new outfit every few weeks. That is something that's probably going to be a thing for quite some time. So, feel free to leave your feedback on the mods I have suggested, or any you feel I should be checking out. I do check the comments quite a lot, and I generally actually look at all of the mod suggestions, even if I don't mention them. There are quite a few that get suggested, and I do appreciate it. So keep them coming. I will keep looking at them. Obviously, I have to go a little more carefully than you might if you were just playing for yourself quickly over a couple of week period. I want to keep this Let's Play going for some time. I'm enjoying playing this, so I will be adding the mods cautiously and carefully. But I will be adding more. So anyway, I'm going to stop this video now. Thank you for listening, and I will see you guys next time.